How often do you catch yourself undermining your own potential with doubt and negative self-talk? Do you even notice it? Or do those thoughts slip by, subtly creating the reality that you are so desperate to escape? What would you change if you knew that your mental diet was as crucial as the food that you eat? We're unlocking it all in this video, so only keep watching if you're actually ready to bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be, because what I'm about to share with you will literally change your life. What you think and imagine about yourself, your reality, your future is the only cause of your circumstances. Not your horoscopes, not what he texts you, not what your boss said to you. It's all through your own mind. So it's really no coincidence that those that have mastered their reality all have one thing in common. Their inner conversations are aligned with their ultimate desires. And so this is exactly how you are going to take control of your own life. And it comes down to 3 crucial steps: awareness, shifting, and sustaining, also known as A.S.S. Yes, we are building you the juiciest, yummiest ass with these 3 steps. And so the first thing is awareness. Now, it's all very well and good being aware about what it is that you want. You want a Lamborghini, you want millions of dollars, you want the dream house, you want the dream person. But are your inner conversations aligned with that desire? The majority of the time. We don't have to be perfect. Notice how I said the majority of your thoughts. You can literally cry, you can literally sob, and you can still get what you want. But the number one reason why people don't get what they want is because their majority thoughts are not in line with what it is that you want. And so you're constantly oscillating from the old story to the new story. And so why is this even important? Neville Goddard said, if our inner conversations are the opposite of our deliberate imagining of the wish fulfilled, they can actually negate what you have imagined. This is why when I was chasing my tail for years, doing affirmations, doing meditations, listening to things online, and trying to do all of this work for years, doing it all, as everybody likes to say, I've done it all, I've tried it all, and nothing was working, it's because my awareness of my inner conversation wasn't there. I didn't understand what I was thinking. I didn't even know what I was thinking. Every time you're consciously thinking, you are either perpetuating the current circumstance or you are feeding the new desire. There is no in between. There is nothing else that's happening. What is it that you want? There's only 2 possible outcomes: more of the same or an entirely new reality, and you get to decide. And so let's say that you are manifesting, millions of dollars, and you fall asleep at night visualizing your bank account with 7 figures, and then throughout the day you're looking at your bank account saying, I don't have 7 figures, I don't know how I'm gonna pay for this, or all of that stuff, right? You are completely feeding the old story. And guess what? The old story already has a head start. And so what is going to win? What is the most dominant assumption in that moment? You're feeding them both because you're falling asleep to the new, but you're waking up and living the old all day, every day. So that 10-15 minutes at night isn't stronger than the rest of the 24 hours of the day. So are you really in alignment throughout the day in your thinking with what it is that you desire? This is step 1, your awareness of your thinking. So step 2 is where we stop letting these parasites live rent-free in your mind. This is shifting. And so the way that we shift, now your feelings don't just come out of the sky, right? There is a whole process. Your thoughts create your feelings. But your thoughts come from a cue. For example, let's say that you're trying to lose weight and you go in the mirror and you see yourself in the mirror and you start thinking things about what you're seeing in the mirror. This is going to make you feel some type of way. And so the cue there was standing in front of the mirror and looking at the mirror. Or let's say that, you're stopping eating sugar, stopping binge eating. And when you open the fridge, you usually think something like, I'm hungry, I'm starving, I want to eat more, I hate myself, whatever it is. And you go to eat the food and that makes you feel a certain type of way. The cue there was opening up the fridge or seeing the food, right? And so what we do here to kind of intercept this process that's ongoing. First of all, you need to understand, what is your cue? Is it looking at your bank balance? Is it seeing someone getting married? Is it scrolling Instagram? What is the cue that makes you think those things about yourself? Because you can stop it in its tracks before it gets to the whole point where you've devolved and you're feeling like crap and you're not liking yourself and all of that stuff. You can say those empowering affirmations while you're doing the cue. So let's take the losing weight. When you go into a mirror now, you will stand in front of the mirror. That is your cue to then say the affirmations. You are stopping the process before it's even begun, and you're beginning a new process so that you can think better thoughts, so that you can feel a better way, so that you can experience an even better reality. This is how we shift, by catching our cues. So if you don't know what your cues are, really start to think about them over the next few days. Find yourself writing it down in your notes app on your phone and understanding what really makes me feel some type of way. What happened before I felt like shit on this day? What was I saying to myself before I felt good on this day? Understand what your cues are so you can intercept them in the future, which leads us directly to the final step, which is sustain. So you saying some affirmations for 2 days in a row and then for the rest of the week going back to the old story isn't doing anything for you, okay? You are just feeding the old story even more. But here's the thing, you can't mess anything up. You literally can't mess up your manifestation no matter what you do in the 3D. This is the perfectness of it all. But I would prefer for you to just stick to something. One thing for the next 30 days and actually start to see that shift, because it really is magical. It feels magical. And so continuous literally means without interruption. And so what we are doing here, we are doing continuous effort towards shifting our old story, shifting those beliefs to becoming that desired version, shifting the gap between where we are and where we want to be by continuously putting in the work, regardless of what you're seeing in the 3D. This is really where repetition dissolves your disbelief. So true persistence is where you are sticking to your imaginal acts more often than not. Notice how it's not even all the time. You don't even have to do this 24/7. You can still waver and get what you want. But more often than not, you are sitting and wallowing and dwelling in that new story so that it becomes your most dominant assumption. This is how we really begin to shift. But doing it 2 days in a row or 2 hours in a row and then going back to the old for the rest of the week isn't going to shift much. It's going to start the process, then you're going to stop it very quickly. You choosing to live and dwell in the old story is literally you choosing to dwell in hell, when you can be dwelling in heaven every single day. There really is no reason to be sitting in the old when it's so dusty. Like, really though, you know? So I want to know how long you're going to be doing this process for. The ass process. It's going to get you the fattest, juiciest ass so you can get what it is that you want and really bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. So I trust this video helped you manifest. You are worthy, you are loved, I love you, and thank you.